Hi there, my name is Frida Munyambo and I'm a food writer that focuses on African cuisine. A dear friend of mine, Cecily, has asked me to share some recipes from Africa in light of Africa Week. So today I'm going to take you all the way to Ghana in West Africa, and we are going to cook a vegetarian dish called red red. Red is the Ghanaian bean stew made with black-eyed peas with a side of fried plantain and a garnish of gari. Step into my kitchen. This dish is very simple and you benefit from the goodness of just beans. I remember my London days, I couldn't bear the thought of starting a beans dish with whole beans. I always went for cans, and that is fine. But to get the most amazing flavor and texture from this dish, you want to start with whole beans. So here I've got 180 grams of black-eyed peas. We're just going to flip it into a bowl and pour some cold water over it, and then we'll have some cool beans. So you're going to leave this for a couple of hours to soak up and then boil them. Right, so it's been a couple of hours and look, take a look at the beans. They have almost doubled in size. Would you look at that? And this is just from pre-soaking. And you know, once we get this on the boil and it's cooked, we are going to have a pot full of food. So it's affordable, it's nutritious, it's natural. So I'm gonna drain this and get it to the boil. And whilst I'm doing that, whilst it's boiling, we'll get all the other ingredients ready for the stew. And we have the backbone of many Ghanaian stews: scotch bonnet pepper, ginger, onion, tomatoes, garlic, and a bit of tomato paste. I've got memories to share about this dish from my childhood. I don't remember it being one of those dishes I was that excited about as a kid, but now that I'm an adult, I often think about this dish very fondly, and I remember that we all have our variations or ways to personalize this dish. I remember for certain that my mom often used red beans. I think they might have been kidney beans. So if you want to have a go making this dish with your favorite pulses, go ahead. Use kidney beans, you can use aduki beans, chickpeas, even lentils, black-eyed peas, anything you like. This is a dish that the flavor actually comes from the oil you use. It's very simple, it's very quick once the beans are cooked. But yeah, it's very simple to pull together. And the use of palm oil is something that really brings out the flavor in West African dishes. You know, it's oil, it's a base for cooking, you know, for frying the stew, but it also is where one of the key flavors of West Africa comes from. If you don't have palm oil, you can use any oil that is neutral, but I encourage you to, you know, give your dish a bit of a tropical edge. Use coconut oil because that is also full of flavor and I think will give the stew a wonderful tropical note. The beans are nearly cooked. I'm just going to season them with a bit of salt. And if you want to know how to check if they are ready, just take a bean, just give it a squeeze, and you can see that it's quite soft. You also need to have asbestos hands, which I guarantee you all West African mamas have. In here, I've got 4 tablespoons of palm oil. This is what I grew up on, and you know something, when this lockdown is over, I would love to do a tasting session so you can taste it, because This is a flavor that just takes me back somewhere. It reminds me of Ghana, it reminds me of my childhood, it just reminds me of home. And this, my people, is where the fun begins. Just add your palm oil to the pan, add your onions. So you're going to cook that until the onions begin to caramelize. Then you'll add a tablespoon of tomato paste. And it's good to add this in quite early so that the acidic flavors can cook off from the tomato paste. Now you add in the tomatoes, the garlic, the ginger, and I have 2 scotch bonnets here. I've chopped one and kept one whole. If you're afraid of the heat, you can just pierce them and add them whole. They will infuse a lot of flavor without too much heat. So you're just going to fry it all up until the tomato begins to break down. And as you can see, as soon as we introduce some moisture in, I'm going to pour in the beans and the water it's cooked in. It'll become a really nice sauce. And here we go. Introduce the beans, give it a stir, and whilst that is simmering away, we're going to go through the last step of bringing this dish together by cooking our plantains. Well, I always peel plantains with a knife. I just cut off a little bit off at each end and then make a slit down the middle, open it up and peel it like that. Now you can either fry these, deep fry, or roast. I always go with oven roasting. It's just my preference. And there you have it, the brilliant red. When it's cooked, the oil settles to the top. It's got a beautiful red color. It's got a good amount of sauce. This is a stunning dish. Flavors of West Africa, of Ghana. You'll be feeding a whole bunch of people for less than £2 to quid a head.